What's up, guys? Back out here in the shop today. I've got some got a couple projects brewing. First one is gonna be a gun upgrade. The Rancher Heritage Rough Rider Rancher, which is the carbine. I did a video before on putting this red dot on there, so you can check that out. So what I'm going to be doing is replacing this stock, and we'll see how it goes. I've got the video on how I added the red dot if you want to check that out. Today I'm going to be customizing this stock. I had considered doing a new stock. I actually thought that this was a plastic stock. It feels like a plastic stock, but it's actually wood. So we're going to start with the disassembly. I've already got it disassembled. You just got, on the end here, you've got two Phillips heads. Pull that butt plate off. Then you've got a long screw that holds the stock on. It's a 1/2 inch socket. And I went ahead and pulled that sling swivel off, or sling stud, and then that stock just pops right off there. So this is my trapping gun. I like to take it on the trap line because it's super light and super small, and that's one of the reasons I was going to build a new stock for this, but with a hardwood. But this stock is super light, so I want to keep it. And since it is wood, I can go ahead and do what I wanted to do, which is do some inlays on it. So first I'm going to take a RACCOON baculum. Grab that real quick. So I've got this. It is a RACCOON baculum, which is the penis bone. And I want to inlay it in the stock. Since I use this for a trapping gun, trap a lot of coons, it's kind of cool. So I'm going to try to route that shape out into the side of the stock, inlay it, and then we'll epoxy over it and make everything look nice. And then on the other side, what I want to do is maybe put the channel name, Ozark Odyssey, and maybe like Heritage or Rough Rider. I'm not sure if I want to try to engrave that, burn it, carve it. Not sure how I'm going to do that part yet, but we'll get to it. And let me clean up my workspace here a little bit. That's how you're supposed to clean shit, right? Alright, so I think I want this on the left side, which the stock kind of looks, this is the bottom, that's where the sling stud goes, but it looks backward just because of the way the gun is. Something like that. I think that looks pretty good. So let's use pencil in case I change my mind. Let's hold that down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yep. So I decided on 5/16 depth, and then for our bit, thickest part here, a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch bit should be fine. Alright, not perfect, but not bad for freehand. Problem is, we ran out of room right here, so I'm gonna have to fill that with something. We're gonna have to figure out how to fix this. I guess I should have went up a little bit farther. Would have not had that issue, but I think what I'm gonna do is take this duct tape and probably got way too much. Basically just roll it up around the tape. I mean, roll the tape up around this pencil. That way I can stick it down in that hole. Hopefully get it to stick like that. So I'm going to take this instant setting epoxy. I'm probably not going to use it to fill the whole thing, but I'm going to use it to seal that hole right there. Give that a good mix. And hopefully this stuff will set fast enough that it won't drip down through that tape. I don't want to get a bunch on the everywhere else. Just want to layer over where that tape is. Alright, wish me luck here. Alright, so I'm going to start sanding this, getting some of this old finish off here and see what the wood grain looks like. I'm going to start with 80 grit, work my way up from there. That's our first pass with 80 grit. Got it cleaned up. We'll move on to 120 and then probably 220. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. Got that recess cut in there. On this side, what I decided to do is put the channel name on here. Have my wife help me print out these stencils on her Cricut machine. We'll get those stuck on there, I think something like that. Then I'm gonna probably try to burn them, either burn them or carve them in, I'm not sure yet. Probably burn them. Nice. Straight as we can get it. Not super important. So it moved a little bit on us, but I think that's gonna be fine. Alright, let's see how we did. Yeah, not bad. Okay, just got a delivery. Little sticker, that's cool. Sweet. It's our new cylinder. All right, we'll see how we do with this wood burner here. Okay, looks good. Got it burned in. Not perfect, but I think it'll be pretty good.
Prayer of talking, that voice is very deep. No, a lot of times when we play him, he usually speaks in his native language. The first time he addressed Congress virtually, he spoke in his language. When he addressed the United
All right, here we go. See, this stuff's pretty dry. See how we did here. Looks good. Good tape job by me. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of sanding. I did have a little overspray on this right down here. We'll sand a little around the edges of that, not too much, that looks pretty good. And then we'll be ready for epoxy. Some 220 grit here. I'm going to just hand sand around the edges of that because I don't want to mess up. Alright, so now I'm just taking a little denatured alcohol. Alright guys, so the epoxy I'm going to be using, it's from RACCOON Inc. It's a 2-part epoxy, 2-to-1 mixture. I use it for canoe building. You can see, so I've got plenty of it. So basically we got 2 parts epoxy, 1 part hardener. I've got this one marked in the middle so I can do smaller batches with it. I'm using a Dixie cut for this. So basically, make sure it's primed. Make sure this one's primed. Good. And then we'll just do 1 part, do half a pump to a full pump. And this stuff takes a pretty good amount of time to dry. It'll take a day to dry, so. And this stuff will make a mess, so. And so I'm just adjusting the level of this because of the shape of this stock. It's gonna be pretty hard to get it level, but anytime you're using this epoxy, make sure you wear gloves, and you should probably wear a respirator to avoid the toxic fumes. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of adjusting the level a little bit. Alright, so we got bubbles. Get our heat gun going. You can see it pop those bubbles. This is what we ended up with. I ended up having to do 3 pours to get it where I wanted it, but I think it turned out good. Got it sanded it down to 220. That looks really good. That's going to turn out good. Touched up some of this burning on this side after I sanded it. So yeah, next step is going to be staining. It's going to be a little tough to get around this, so I'm going to try to use this little brush and see if we can do it as accurate as possible. This side I'm just gonna go right over where I burned. Let that sit for just a second. It's wood soaking up a lot of that stain. It's real dry. Alright, good. We'll let that dry and see how it turns out. I'm using a spar varnish. Helmsman's pretty common spar varnish. We're going to put the first coat on and see how it looks. Alright guys, this is how it turned out. 3 coats of Helmsman's. Looks pretty good. I use the high gloss, so it's pretty shiny. A little bit of yellowing right here. If you use that Helmsman's, it does yellow. If it's like over lighter colors or clear, it'll put a little bit of a yellow hue to it. There's some other stuff you can use that's not, won't do that, but I wasn't worried about it on this one. Anyway, I'm gonna get to reassembling this thing. So that's just gonna fit over the in there. Got our screws. Screwdriver. Got a bunch of varnish down in that hole, so I'm gonna have to drill it out before we install that sling stud. That's good. Good. Got a little bit of a chip right there, but no big deal. This thing's gonna get scratched up, being a trapping gun for sure. Next step is going to be installing our new cylinder. Basically, what you're gonna do, if I remember right, yep, this is this little spring-loaded pin right here. Push down, pull out this rod that holds the cylinder in, and it should just roll right out. There's our old cylinder. Alright, so you just open the little door there that you use to unload, load and unload. Stick this thing in there. Reinstall a pin. Locked in place. Half cock. Close. Full cock. Sweet. Alright guys, so that is gonna do it for the gun upgrade. Heritage Rancher 22 carbine. That side. There's the Raccoon baculum inlaid. A new cylinder, the red dot we did last time. So that's gonna do it for this video. We'll see you next time.